Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Conversations on Groong episode. India and Armenia have been ramping up their partnership in the midst of an evolving worldwide geopolitical context. The relations are not only in the defense sector, which has been much talked about, they encompass other areas as well, such as the economy, tourism, education, and so on. To discuss this budding relation, we have with us Mr. Rananjay Anand, who is the president of the Indo-Armenian Friendship NGO and also an entrepreneur.
Namaste and Barev. A quick message from me. Whether you're sipping chai in Delhi or coffee in Dilijan, thank you for tuning in. If you like Groong, head over to podcast.groong.org/donate and become a sustaining member. Consider it your strategic investment in this intelligent conversation. But hey, if your wallet is on the neutral path like Armenia's foreign policy, you can still help. Just comment, like, and share this episode far and wide. It costs nothing and it helps a ton. All right, enough diplomacy and on with the show.
Welcome back to the Groong podcast, Rananjay.
Good morning,
Rananjay.
Bharat Jess. Namaste.
Namaste.
To all your audiences all over the world.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
It's a great honor to be back again on your podcast. It's such a lovely experience.
The honor is all ours. The honor is all
Thank
ours.
you.
So, Rananjay, we've been talking with experts recently, trying to understand what happened last month. As you know, as our listeners know, recently tensions flared between India and Pakistan. This time under the name Operation Sindoor, which was a symbolic yet sharp military response to the heinous terrorist attack that happened, by terrorists backed by Pakistan in Kashmir. And what followed for us regionally was predictable, but also still shocking, which is the full support of Turkey and Azerbaijan for Pakistan, and reaffirming their alliance in this, both militarily and politically. In fact, this was symbolized by the presence of both Erdogan and Sharif together at the newly built airport in a ghost town, what is now a ghost town, what used to be a bustling town in occupied Artsakh. And they praised the brotherhood of their countries. They sang odes to each other. And I think it was a clear message, not just to Armenia, but to India as well, that their alliance is built on genocide and provocation and not just peace. But I wanted to ask you your opinion, given Turkey's and Azerbaijan's vocal support of Pakistan during Operation Sindoor and afterwards. Do you think that Indian public opinion is beginning to shift in favor of countries like Armenia that have taken a more thoughtful position on this issue?
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the very interesting question, which correlates to Armenia and India both in terms of the relationship between Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Pakistan. So Operation Sindoor, which was actually mostly world got completely focused upon only Operation Sindoor. But there was a background to Operation Sindoor. That was a very heinous terrorist attack in Kashmir, killing tourists basically. And particularly Hindu tourists. They ask the religion and they kill, and then are telling them in front of their wives and children, go tell this to your Prime Minister Modi. So why it was named Operation Sindoor? Because Sindoor is a vermilion mark, a red mark on forehead of Hindu woman, married woman, and it signifies, the life of their husbands. So Sindoor means life of their husbands, and that's how Prime Minister Modi named this operation as Operation Sindoor, as a revenge to their dead husbands and to bring back some kind of solace to their souls. So Operation Sindoor, when it happened, it was a very calibrated and well-timed retaliation of India, not in particularly kinetic manner that boots on the ground. No, it was completely, a kind of drone warfare, electric warfare, missile attacks. So it started on 7th of May and continued up to until 10th of May, basically. And mostly on 10th of May, India strikes. First, India, gave a big blow to 9 terrorist launch pads within Pakistan, almost 300 kilometers inside. And then Pakistan retaliated with lots of, drones and, missiles, which was basically from, they were loaned from Turkey and missiles in China, the air defense system from China. So India struck on defense system, air defense system of Pakistan as well. And literally, India neutralized almost 100% of the drones and projectiles coming to India, and it was a huge success in terms of hitting the source of terrorism. And then world came to the knowledge of something very hot going on, and it should be controlled. And then things happened, ceasefire happened. But as India, maintains that this is just a halt, it's not stopped. So India changed its policy in terms of when it comes to terrorism. India said any terror attack on India will be retaliated, will be considered as an act of war. So that means it's a continuation. So the moment next time, and I am sure, trusting Pakistan that they will come back again with their terrorism, because they have many terrorists they have snaked inside in India with the porous borders and all. So it will happen again. I think maybe in sometime this year later or next year, whatever, but they will come back. So Operation Sindoor is a kind of statement from India that terrorism will not be tolerated in any format. And Prime Minister Modi said that this is no more a proxy war, because those terrorists killed were given state honor by their army generals and politicians while they were present in their funerals. It's with evidence. So it's no more a proxy war, it's a direct action, direct involvement of Pakistani army, Pakistani government. And this is how India retaliated, which is by and large, with very, very successful operation so far.
Right, right. Well, thank you for that. Definitely, I think it was unique from the point of view of decisiveness of India and willingness to respond. So we were talking to our previous guest, Mr. Abhinav Pandya, and we were talking about the willingness of Indians as well, not just to to support their country in terms of economy and in terms of foreign policy. Rananjay, so how can Armenia position itself as a trusted partner for India in the region, especially given Ankara's and Baku's aggressive rhetoric and actions?
Yeah, so Operation Sindoor brought some dynamics very, very clearly. Many countries all over the world, they condemned the terrorist attack of Pahalgam and supported India's resolve against Pakistan. But a statement of solidarity with Pakistan came from Turkey and Azerbaijan, particularly. And they were very vociferous in their support to them. Not only that, they just also condemned India's retaliation on Pakistan, but they actually involved themselves in the act of, the war that Pakistan was conducting. They provided them weapons, they provided them intelligence, they provided them whatever they could. So they supported Pakistan to attack on India from different angles. So a general public perception built up within India that, hello, we are doing economics, we are doing business with Turkey, we are doing business with Azerbaijan, and these people are the act of terrorism was very, very close to people in India, very emotional issue within India. Each and every person was shaken with the kind of terror happened. Every person was shaken in this country, in India. And it was a very, very sensitive and emotional matter for everyone. So this kind of reckless uh, response and reckless support to the terror state Pakistan actually shook the entire public sentiment, not only public sentiment but business community mindset as well. That why we should do business with countries who are hostile to us. Basically, geopolitically, they are not aligned with us, and this is where Turkey happens to be one of the top tourist destinations for India, for wedding destination, where luxurious Indian elites go and do their wedding. It's a huge market in itself. And also Turkey is very, very famous as tourist destination. Azerbaijan is a very good tourist destination. As per records, if I understand, in 2024 itself, around 330,000 tourists visited Turkey, and around 240,000 tourists visited Azerbaijan. It's a huge number.
Yeah.
And if we compare the same to Indian tourists to Armenia, it's hardly around 43 to 44,000 in 2024. So this reaction of people, this sentimental reaction of people, started converting into boycotting. A call for boycott Turkey and boycott Azerbaijan also came in, and people started canceling their vacations to these countries. So the big tour operators here in India, they started receiving big cancellations. Almost 250% cancellation was with Make My Trip, which is one of the largest tour operator in India in that way. So this public sentiment was not, I mean, felt by the business houses as well, and they had to come to terms with that. And then many big corporate houses in the hospitality industry, they started announcing this, that we will not promote anymore tour to Turkey and Azerbaijan, and it will shift to some other friendly countries.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when it's not only about tourism, but also business across models. Like even there's a big organization called All Indian Cine Workers Association. They are basically the largest labor association of film industry in India. Not only in Bollywood, but all over India, wherever the film industry is available. This is the single very big labor association for those workers. So they declare that we are not going to have any Pakistani artists in India. We will not allow them to come, and we give full solidarity with the Indian government on this Operation Sindoor. And same thing followed by the trade organizations and all.
Yeah, Rananjay, we also heard that India has been removing Turkey from the aviation industry.
Oh, yes.
For example,
Right,
managing
right.
certain airports and things like that.
Celebi is
That's right.
one big company. Almost, I think they were operating 11 airports of, I mean, main airports, Delhi, Mumbai, such kind of airports. They are managing for ground operation and all. So this is a Turkish company, and operation under Turkish company of airports is very, very sensitive security issue. So India took an action on that, and the demand was there that just remove them from this operation. Quite recently, Government of India, DGCA, it is called the Aviation Wing, which is controlling the aviation in India. So they have given warning to Indigo Airlines that cut off your ties within 3 months with Turkish Airlines. So such kind of actions are happening, but tourists are a big number. They will divert somewhere, right? So if they are diverting somewhere, their first thing in their mind is coming Armenia, obviously, naturally, because Armenia is in Indian public mindset already as a very, very friendly country, a country which is taking our own weapons. They believe they trust in us, they trust in our capabilities. They are with us. They are with us in all the UN platforms when it comes to Kashmir. Why we should not reward this country, which is our friendly, civilizational ally kind of country. So this sentiment is going to be translated into a big business to Armenia.
Ranjay, let me ask you a quick question. You were talking about the boycott against the Turkish and Azerbaijani destinations and industry and trade relations. Do you think that boycott is more of a temporary phenomenon right now, given the current political situation, or do you think that this is a real shift in the mindset of the Indian people overall?
Well, if I take an example, if I look back, the policies under Modi government, the
Mhm.
public sentiments I mean, the business has become like a kind of, uh, patriotic sentiment, I mean to say, because even Modi government's policies are now driven by domestic sentiments. You can see this in different action what this government is taking. So first, what is public sentiment is towards what relationship, what business government takes that course basically.
Mhm.
And public sentiments recently, I mean, I will say before this Turkey and Azerbaijan boycott, there was Maldives boycott, you know. So uh, Indian tourists they and companies they started boycotting Maldives because they reacted very in a very bad manner. They reacted to PM Modi's visit to the Lakshadweep, an island of India, which is very beautiful island, and it's nearby Maldives. So they took it like Mr. Modi is promoting their own and telling people not to come to Maldives. And this was, I mean, of course, related to some political symbolism and all. They had the current government regime. They had India out policy from
Mhm.
Maldives, and uh, when they started becoming hostile towards India, so public sentiment is, oh, Indians were the topmost tourist visitors in that country, and Maldives' main source of income is tourism. So actually, India is feeding them with those tourism. So why should India reward its hostile nations who are not friendly towards India? So this public sentiment built up again. Many companies they started boycotting, and Maldives came to its knees because of that. And then they realized that what blunder they have made. And then again they started mending relationship. Please come, we are very good friends and all. So this is something the retaliation even by the people of India is actually in solidarity with the government policies. And this is how government is also looking forward that yes, this should continue like this so that our business and bilateral relation should not be detached from our the border issues, from our ideological orientation of friendly or non-friendly nations towards us. So we reward to our friends and we punish to our enemies. So this is how things are turning up in India, and I think it will go on and on and on now because public sentiment and government sentiment is aligned here together
Okay.
to take this policy for a longer resolution.
So what can Armenia do to transform this, let's say, boycott at the moment into a more permanent advantage for Armenia? What are the challenges in this regard?
So as I said, the sentiments are there, goodwill is there. I mean, this can be the biggest ever opportunity for Armenian tourism and businesses to cash in this situation. But uh, one thing which is creating a big bottleneck in this realization and transformation is the lack of direct flights between connectivity problem, logistics problem between India and Armenia. And this is where Armenia should do its everything possible to start direct flight. Recently, we have got the news that economic minister of Armenia has announced that from September, this direct flight will start. So it's a great news. If it starts on, I think this is time to translate this goodwill for each other, this opportunity into a real business,
Mhm.
and real business
Mhm.
and people to people connect. It's not only about tourists, it's also about business connectivity. business houses, they would like to travel quickly from one point to another point, and opportunities flourish like that. Direct starting a direct flight between two nations is not just a logistical issue; it's a political statement as well. Okay, uh, if India and Armenia has direct flights, then it's like India's engagement and Armenia's engagement with India in South Caucasus is going to be stronger, and it will translate into business, and lots of, there's a connectivity, logistics issue also here, that businesses flourish. And uh, this direct flight issue, when it is there, I am sure the big business will be communicating with each other here in a way that we have really transformational realization of the
Yeah.
opportunities that we see here right now.
Okay, we have actually seen before that Armenia and India have tried to create direct flights. And of course, there's goodwill between both countries, but it hasn't really happened. What are the real issues, even if they're just logistical issues, what are the problems that are delaying this?
Uh, as per my understanding, both governments are trying. Some technical issues are there at both ends. They should resolve it. And of course, there should be, I mean, government should walk extra mile to take it further. Like one can be like at least start with subsidizing the airlines, initially, to or you can start with chartered plane. If it is not happening on regular basis, at least start with a chartered plane. Destination weddings. Armenia should target Indian market in such a way that there should be a proper even if there is no direct flight, let's start with chartered flights, and destination wedding can shift here, case to case basis based on that. So this is one issue. Secondly, like as I say, we have established Armenia-India Business Council, and our business council is approaching already those houses, business houses, and associations on a very strategic partnership basis. We gave a proposal to the All India Senior Laborers Association for making Armenia as a spotlight in Indian film industry. And to our pleasant surprise, I mean, it was very good to have their very, very detailed response, which they published through their press release as well in various social media channels. You could also see that they have they have actually they praised our solidarity with government of India in this way, and they are saying that we are, of course, we are looking forward to a kind of great collaboration, so that we will present it to Prime Minister of India, Minister of Culture, Minister of Economy, and all. So they are also doing from their side. We are approaching tour operating operation association, outbound tour operator association also. We are approaching trade organizations also. So, Armenia India Business Council and Indo-Armenian Friendship, both, they are working on these lines to, streamline things at least at, the civilian level, non-governmental level, right? And we are also in touch with airlines for this to get it, through as soon as possible. But ultimately, this is between airlines and government, right? That how they channelize it. So we can try to create things in a very conducive manner that all parties feel it, very, very conducive to operate. But ultimately, both sides, government, they have to work very, very, in a focused manner, should go extra mile to let it happen on time. And if even September, as announced, it is now, it happens, that's a great news, and it should follow on accordingly.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, we've been critical of the government of Armenia. So yes, I think that, as you say, if September works, but I mean, you mentioned hundreds of thousands of flights or tourist visits per year to Azerbaijan. That's not child's play. I mean, and I'm sure there are other parts of the chain of services that are built around this that need to be revamped. Do you know if anyone taking advantage of these opportunities from the perspective of, let's say, starting a tourist business or investing more in these kinds of opportunities?
Essentially
Yeah, so
turning Armenia into a destination,
If
a
you're in the
project
tourism
for
right.
India.
business, I think this is a good advertisement for you to invest in Armenia, maybe.
The Indo-Armenian Friendship NGO.
Yes.
Well, actually, we are on it. We are on it, not from this Operation Sindoor reaction, but this has been our basic work culture, the vision and mission that we increase the business between India and Armenia, and tourism is topping that list. But unfortunately, the momentum was not like that. Now, even momentum is there, even goodwill is there. So steps has to be taken. So what is required here in Armenia? I feel that Armenia is a little bit expensive compared to Azerbaijan in terms of infrastructure, in terms of you know connectivity. Of course, first question the tourists have is the connectivity. If direct connectivity is there, it's excellent. Secondly,
Rananjay, let me ask a quick question on that. When you say it's a little more expensive from the perspective of infrastructure, do you mean that the infrastructure doesn't exist and it has to be created, or do you mean it exists, but it's just simply more expensive to use?
it's existing, but numbers are not uh, going to match the flow of tourists,
Hmm.
I mean to say. And also the affordability compared to Azerbaijan, Armenian affordability is not favorable to Indian tourists. All right. Also, what can be done is that, it can be starting from, when you talk about investment,
Mhm.
there should be call for investment in hospitality industries, call upon Indian hotel chains, hospitality industry, and come and invest in Armenia. I think there is ample of space here to do that. And Indian hospitality industry, hotel chains, they are rich enough to come and invest here if they see the potential. So potential is there, and this has to be actually, exploited in a very, very positive manner, in a strategic manner. There are hotel chains, they should come here. There are destination, the tourist package style should be suiting to Indian tourists.
Mhm.
So it includes not only spiritual tourism, family oriented tourism, and also the food habit. The vegetarian food should be encouraged in a manner that they don't feel uh, this is I'm telling you, because Indian tourists are very, very touchy about their food.
Mhm.
Okay. So when they go outside, they look for food which is meeting their taste. So I'm sure tour operators can, customize their tour according to Indian taste and Indian customs and practices. So Armenia offers everything. In fact, it just needs to be, it needs to be promoted in that way where you are targeting your audience.
Has Armenia made progress in these areas? Not even just in the context of Armenian-Indian relations, but in general, is the tourism industry a little more hospitable for tourists of all kinds?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, of course, Indian people are very warm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, Armenian people. When Indians are coming, they like here. They like the warmth of people here. There is a natural affinity between Indian and Armenian people,
Mhm.
so it is well reflected. Uh, but yes, it has improved. It is improving time by time. But the scalability will
Mhm.
come when it has to taken to that level that yes, we have some connectivity, affordability, the warmth, the coziness of the comfort level of tourists. So these all matters for them. And Indians are very, very famous for spending a lot of money on their tours. All right, wherever they go, they spend a lot of money. So offer them that kind of options that yes, you come, you relax, you spend your money, enjoy your time, go back with good memories. This is what Indians are moving around. and the outbound market for Indian tourists is just growing, continuously. And as India has surpassed even Japan as the fourth largest world economy, so that reflects, the disposable income increment as well in the pockets of Indian tourists. So it's really a nice opportunity right now for Armenia to think from that perspective, that how to invest or get investment to expand the horizon of hospitality industries within Armenia.
Do you
Right.
have a dollar figure estimate of the potential for this partnership over the next few years?
Well, as far as in the number is not with me, but as uh, as I know that around by UNWTO estimates, the traveling outbound tourist from India is going to be 50 million by 2050. So in itself, it's a huge number when you convert it into this is scale, you convert into the dollars
Mhm.
numbers. So I don't have exact numbers, but yeah, if I go back and look into it, so dollar number is, I mean, it's going to be very, very big contribution. Uh, you know, Turkey economy got shaken just because of this cancellation this year. Uh, 60% cancellation from Turkey and
Mhm.
Azerbaijan, almost. And Indians diverted themselves towards Vietnam, Thailand, UAE, Armenia. Even, I mean, I just came Armenia and went to Dilijan in a resort, and I saw many Indians there. It was, great thing to witness. Yes, Indians are there; they are feeling comfortable. So, uh, number will transform in itself if opportunities are properly, facilitated by
Okay.
the country.
Thank you.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, let's leave it there. Thank you for your insight, Rananjay. We hope to talk with you periodically and update on this issue.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a great pleasure talking. Thank you.
Same
Thanks a
here.
lot. Have a nice day.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, that's our show today, and this episode was recorded on June 9, 2025. We've been talking with Rananjay Anand, who is the co-founder and president of the Indo-Armenian Friendship NGO. He is often between Yerevan and Delhi.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Please consider commenting, liking, and sharing this podcast with your friends. We really appreciate getting out there, especially in front of new Indian audiences. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much.
I'm Asbed Bedrossian in Los Angeles.
And I'm Hovik Manucharyan in Los Angeles right now.
Great. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.